Okay, we left off 186, next to the bottom paragraph. He says, if one is able to, he says, arrive, if one is able to appreciate, well, we mentioned all the aspects of a human being, his physical makeup, his intelligence, his ability, his creativity, one is able to understand the secrets, he says, the mysteries of the world. If you're able to understand man, man is a microcosm of existence. So if you appreciate what the human being is, then you decipher the mysteries of existence. The ultimate philosophy is that a person understands himself. If you understand yourself, then you understand everything. If you understand man, you see the God's handprint in the human being, then you have an inkling of what God is. David says, my flesh, I see God. I'm able to perceive God. Yeah, Eov, yes. It's interesting. I mean, if a person is truly arrogant, just to the contrary, all his ability and his potential, and the greater the potential, it only fuels his arrogance, correct? Person is very limited. What do you have to be arrogant about? But a person is truly capable, gifted, endowed with unbelievable ability. So what is that? A person has a very strong tendency to be arrogant. So this man's going to see God. Right? So we're talking about, what about the third party, the objective one, the outsider who sees that person, right? He has no reason to be arrogant, but he sees it. He sees what his capability is. It's unbelievable. He's endowed. It's clear. It's unrelated to him. You're born with it. How do you come? I mean, what do you have to be arrogant about? A person is born with a genius IQ. What does that have to do with you? That's the reason you should be arrogant. Has nothing to do with you. It's like a person inherits. The man is illiterate, and he inherits a fortune in money. What are you arrogant about? You don't even know how to add 2 and 2. But well, I have all this wealth. I have this power. Okay, but it's not a basis. What do you have to show for yourself in your life? Nothing. But there's nothing I can do. Person feels. What if there's no arrogance? That person doesn't believe in God. That person doesn't believe in God. I understand that. We're saying when you appreciate the endowment of man, then you see God in man. Man is as you see, you're amazed with nature, then you're amazed with the person, even more so. He says, if man is the microcosm of the world, we have to speak about aspects of the human being to be able to appreciate God within the human being. To awaken the one who neglects what he should remember continuously to be. And will cause him to delve. He says he used the word, not delve, to inquire regarding what we mentioned. This is very important. Then he will be subordinated to the Creator for his abundance of chesed and goodness. We're talking about ikona. You will submit. Without submission, what is it? What's the word? V'diskadil hodosalo, and this will increase his thanks to him. Otcho al-ki noros niflesi nifloi masecho nafshi yudas meod. I'll give thanks to you for the wonders I am made awesomely and wondrously. Niflesi masecho nafshi yudas meod. Lo nichad atzmi mimeko. My frame was not hidden from you when I was fashioned in a hidden place. Asher usisi basesu kamti b'tachti osoretz. Gol miro inecho. My form. Balsifcho kulam yikosevu. And their actions are recorded. Yom yutzoro v'lo echod mihim. Were written in your book when no one of them yet existed. Meaning all mankind was sketched out even before they existed. Right? The Gemara says that before existence came to existence, whatever was meant to come to existence, every human being already was what? Was sketched out what's going to be, as it said. Dor v'chachomov, dor v'parnasosov. Each generation, it's wise men, it's this, that. Everything till the end of time already was from day one. Was from the very beginning. Utchilas mashroi l'cho shital machshavtcho el tchilas odom v'reishis havioso. What a person has to, what's appropriate to know, what has to enter one's mind, the beginning of man, el reishis havioso, the beginning of his existence. Vos tire ki chesed ol kim arishin olov. Hamtzio achar ofso. He brought you about from nothing. Right? Literally from nothing. Before conception, before life, what was it? You didn't exist at all. There was a transition from the elements to the classification of something that grows. Okay? Into plant form, which becomes food and exchanges into semen and blood, he says. Mitzchunas hayisodas al tchunas hatzomeach. The fundamentals elements pass into plant form, which becomes food and food. Which he becomes food and changes into semen and blood. Yetak el tchunas hazera v'adam, many yetak el tchunas hachayim, and that transforms into life. V'akach yetak many el tchunas ha'odam. Assumes the form of human being. V'achayim medaber hames. It's the living species which speaks, the speaking species. And goes through changes and transformations. Vesibos mischalfos umitzu masmid, he says, affected by various factors and ever-changing conditions, mechubor b'machshava nechona chimusukon, which are carefully integrated and well-coordinated. That's the human being. Yeah, but you have to start from the first human being. Right? I mean, what nourishes the person? I mean, he's going back to food. Food transforms into what? Into blood. I mean, in who? I mean, you have to have the human being. Right? Right. And we're speaking about the human being. No, I'm just saying the order, he says. It all starts from the base elements. And from base elements, it goes to something that grows, plant life, which transforms into food, which transforms into semen and blood, which transforms into life, with physical life, which transforms into the human being, which is a speaking species whose mortal, and then the various levels of evolution within the development, transformation within that person, subject to many issues which interact with that. Yeah. Yep. V'kashetisponein bozeh, he says, if you reflect on b'siris simen hatov v'achokma yecholes b'chlolo, and you will see evidence of Creator's goodness, wisdom and power on a grand scale. Tires simen hatov v'achokma yecholes b'chlolo. You know, the Rashi in Chumash, it says, Adam, he created the plow. Right? It says when Adam was born, not Noah was born, the original curse was lessened. The original curse was the earth was cursed. So over there's a medrash that man, originally his fingers were webbed. They were connected. Human being was born, his fingers were connected, and he wasn't as agile. Didn't have the ability to use his fingers. So therefore, when he worked the land, it was a great limitation. When Noah was born, somehow he was born, his fingers were separated. They were not connected. So therefore, he had greater agility in being able to do certain things. So therefore, it was Noah. There was a certain easiness that came into existence which didn't exist until then. Okay? So I'm just saying, every aspect of a human being, you know, even an animal has hooves. An animal doesn't have, I mean, the only species that has fingers and toes is really the chimpanzee, right? Which has a certain semblance of a human being. But any other living species, unintelligent species, doesn't have it, right? Why does the human being have that? More developed, more ability, the ability to write. You're missing even a finger. You can't write legibly. You can't. It's not possible. The tongue, the teeth, in terms of speech, articulation, it's not possible. I mean, everything we have. It's amazing. And the more we understand, the more we're amazed. What Hashem provided. To be continued. Hashem knows when he's coming. Of course. No. Bernice and Moshe. Harvey's here today. You know, it's interesting. I was reading, there's a sefer, it's called Sefer HaYosher. David is important. Sefer HaYosher was authored by Rabbi Tam. It's a Musar work, plus other things. So over there he writes in the introduction, in Sefer HaYosher, that why is he authoring this? He says there were other works that were written before him. Chovos HaLevavos is a Rishon. Rabbi Tam is a Rishon. He says because the Chovos HaLevavos, although it's something very special, but it's such a difficult work to study, it's not really available to every person. Every person can't utilize it for what it's meant to be used for. Therefore, he's writing a more simplistic type of Musar work for people to study, to contend with all the issues of what a human being is about. You know, the inclination, so on and so forth. Because he says the Chovos HaLevavos, although it is what it is, but in terms of its usability, it's not really that accessible to most people. That's what he writes in his introduction to the Sefer HaYosher. Okay.